The Federal and Welevin Hypermarket jointly present the Thoothukudi Marathon 2024 to raise awareness on drug abuse. The event is co-presented by Edison Cardio Care Center, Tiruchendur, powered by L. Anand Jewelry and St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thoothukudi.
Welcome to this episode of the Federal's weekly program, WorldlyWise, where we look at the latest events happening worldwide and try to make sense of it. In this episode, we are deconstructing the implications of deposed Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's decision to seek shelter in India and the challenges it poses for the Modi government. The ousted Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, now sheltering in India, is safe for the time being, but it won't be long before the new Bangladesh government applies pressure on the Modi government to deport her back to Dhaka. India's close friend and reliable ally, Sheikh Hasina, is like the proverbial hot butter for the Modi government. It can neither fully grant a permission to stay on in India nor can New Delhi ask her to leave. Having fled Dhaka during the mass uprising in Bangladesh earlier this week, Hasina's logical destination was India, with whom she had a great rapport. It shouldn't be a difficult decision for the Narendra Modi government to allow her to stay as Hasina deserves to be helped. There's no doubt about it. During her 15-year reign, Hasina was closest to India and obliged New Delhi in all ways possible, right from arresting anti-India militants in Bangladesh to opening up her country for Indian investment. India, in fact, had a dream run in Bangladesh when all other countries in the South Asian neighborhood were turning their nose up at New Delhi, causing great embarrassment. India could bank on Bangladesh to stand by it. Despite China being Dhaka's biggest trading partner, Hasina still found ways to accommodate India. The latest was the prestigious and strategically crucial 1 billion Tista River Comprehensive Management and Restoration Project, which she indicated would be signed with India even after China had completed the initial survey as a prelude to starting work on it. Hasina was taking pro India decisions, even at the risk of angering Beijing. After all, Bangladesh's biggest trading partner was China, and Hasina was taking a huge chance by antagonizing Beijing. Within a week, the situation has changed dramatically. Hasina is out of power and sheltering in India to save her life. She has, in fact, placed her future in Indian hands. But this can prove to be a diplomatic challenge for the Modi dispensation. The way Bangladesh government, headed by the Nobel laureate Muhammad Yunus, is fully backed by the United States. Not just that, the US actively campaigned against Hasina when she was in office. The Joe Biden administration accused her of downgrading democracy in Bangladesh and violating human rights on a large scale. So she can expect no sympathy from the US or even its Western allies, including the United Kingdom. The US, within a few hours after Hasina fled Dhaka, revoked her visa. London followed, refusing to give her asylum. For the Modi government, the squeeze will come when there is a formal request by the new government in Dhaka to deport her back home. Already, political groups and even the Supreme Court Bar Association in Bangladesh have publicly demanded that India arrest her and send her back to Bangladesh even before the Yunus government's formal takeover. A diplomatic standoff will logically follow if the Modi government refuses. This will naturally increase friction between the two. In turn, this will have an immediate impact on India's trade with Bangladesh. Security issues will worsen for India in the northeastern states as the two countries share a long and porous border. India and Bangladesh signed an extradition treaty in 2011, which was implemented in 2013. This will legally pressure the Indian government to accede, but politically it won't be able to. If it buckles under pressure, that would hurt India's reputation as a reliable ally and dilute its standing the world over. Of course, the Modi government can quietly pressure Hasina to negotiate an asylum deal with another country to douse the heat. But who else will accommodate India's concerns? There seems to be none as of now. With the United States hostile to Sheikh Hasina and friendly to Muhammad Yunus, the government in Dhaka, headed by him, may turn to Washington for intervention. It will require the Modi government to risk antagonizing the US in order to protect Hasina. Does India have the strength and wherewithal to stand up to the US? Washington is apparently pressuring Prime Minister Modi to visit Ukraine to make amends for his visit to Russia recently. And Modi is believed to be contemplating going to Kiev. If he does, it will be another example of US domination over India, even if they are mutually friendly. So, incidentally, Hasina is the second exiled foreign leader of national stature who has arrived in India for shelter and security. Earlier in the 1950s, the then Jawaharlal Nehru government, despite a close relationship with the then Mao Zedong's China, offered Tibetan leader Dalai Lama and scores of his followers asylum in India. But the situation in the 1950s and now are vastly different. To make India pay for not complying with Dhaka's request for Hasina's deportation, if and when that does come, the Yunus government could open up the country for more Chinese trade and investment. Pakistan could also have a much bigger presence in Bangladesh, all of which will result in a cocktail of political and security headaches for India. Even without Hasina's presence in Delhi, there is a good possibility of the new pro BNP dispensation in Bangladesh cold shouldering the Modi government. The BNP has, we all know, has historically been anti India largely. If the ousted Bangladesh Prime Minister were to stay on in India, it will only get worse for New Delhi. New government in Dhaka will get a solid reason to turn against India. For the Modi government, meanwhile, the Dhaka coup opens up a Pandora's box of troubles, one way or the other. There's no getting away from that.
The Federal and Relevant Hypermarket jointly present the Thoothukudi Marathon 2024 to raise awareness on drug abuse. The event is co-presented by Edison Cardio Care Center, Tiruchendur, powered by L. Anand Jewelry and St. Mother Teresa Engineering College, Thoothukudi.